Growing up, being the only non-Muslim in school, I guess the kids always ask me, when am I going to convert? The teachers ask me, when am I going to convert? Or am I not scared of God? I was the different one. I always knew that. I didn't feel offended or anything. Where I went to school, being the only non-Muslim in my class, they only had Pendidikan Islam class. There's no moral class and there was no moral teacher. And so all the while I took Pendidikan Islam class, and yeah, I did okay. I mean, I didn't fail it or anything. And when it suddenly came close to SPM, the teacher suddenly realized, you need to take moral exams. And I wasn't ready for that. I never took moral classes before. They didn't have a teacher for me. And I wanted to take Pendidikan Islam exam because I already knew what the subject was all about. But in our academic system, apparently, I'm not allowed to take Pendidikan Islam exam unless it's an add-on subject. So I didn't want to add on any subjects. So I was kind of forced to take moral subject. So I just studied moral myself, and they sent me to some kursus to do some moral studies. I'm definitely Swiss and Malaysian. I grew up here most of my life, but I still keep a lot of the Swiss culture. Like, I speak Swiss at home with my siblings and my mom, and I definitely eat a lot of Swiss food. I don't eat so much spicy food, but I'm very used to the Malaysian lifestyle. I think it's a balance of both. My parents got divorced long ago. I grew up with my mom who's Swiss. I did have a good relationship with my dad. I always visited my dad, and I learned some of his side and some of her side. He showed me more of the Chinese family side. He spoke Chinese to me, and at home with my mom I spoke Swiss. So it was a very, very diverse culture, I would say. I think it's important for both parents to teach their own culture or their language to their kids. They can be close to both sides of the family. I always loved watching movies since young, and I knew that I wanted to work somehow in the movie industry, and what I always saw on screen were the actors. So I was interested in becoming an actor, and that's why I signed up for performing arts diploma. But after I started studying, I realized that I like being behind the camera. I like crafting the stories. Luckily, the performing arts course did teach video editing and shooting and everything, so that's where my focus went to after a while. I wasn't interested anymore in acting, but more about how do I tell a story and how do I make the audience connect to that story through directing and camera work and editing. So my dream is to create a film that's a feature film. I want to make a feature film, and I want it to go to Cannes. That's my dream. I have an idea for a film. I don't want to discuss the whole thing here because it's going to be too long. But the film is about living in another country, migration, and fitting into this new society, and about the idea of the grass is always greener on the other side. It does somehow relate to my story as well, of being in a different country. Although you're Malaysian, well, I'm Malaysian, but feeling like an outsider. And that's kind of the theme of the feature that I want to do. I don't wish that I'm full Swiss or full Malaysian, Chinese, or even wish that I'm mixed. To me, that doesn't matter really. It's what you make of yourself. Recently, I've been struggling with deciding whether I should move to Switzerland and try out working there and see what life would be like there. Mostly because I've already built my life here, and most of my friends are here, and I know how things work in Malaysia. So it will be a big step and a big change for me to move there. I do feel very accepted here, but I feel like sometimes if you have the opportunity to go there, since I have family there and all, I should give it a shot. I should see what it's all about, and if I don't like it, I can always come back again. To me, home is definitely Malaysia for me. Hatiku di Malaysia.